you were having a problem.
Well, Judge Middleton, I am working now. I'm at Ox Paper Mill.
All right, well, let me slow down for a minute and say call the case. This is file 23130LT. It's entitled Hatfield Investments LLC versus Wanda Lewis. Attorney Jessica Brandow is here, and she's been here on multiple hearings in this matter. Also standing by is Meg Bauer from Legal Aid. This case has quite a lot of history. On March 24th, we were here the first time. The defendant's arrearage was substantial. She owed $5,200 through April. Rent was $800 a month. And then, through March, we added April's rent, which made it $6,000 plus court costs. $64.24 is what it would have cost through April. So she indicated that Keystone was going to help pay part of it. She had a new job at Ox Paperboard. So we continued the matter until March 31st. We made the same finding we did on March 31st, that the amount of rent was $6,000. There was $175 of late fees, and Keystone was going to pay a portion of it. That did not happen. The rent was not paid. Plaintiff requested a writ of eviction, and that is sitting here. It was filed.
This case is a mess in the start. Months of unpaid rent, multiple hearings, and a frustrated landlord pushing for eviction. You can feel the tension right from the judge's introduction. He's clearly done with delays. But you also see how complex real-life finances can make something that seems straightforward legally a total nightmare.
Because I had told Mr. Hatfield when I got my taxes, I would pay everything up. Unfortunately, my taxes were messed up, and so I had to do an amendment, and my taxes at that time was $10,542. So I had no problem paying everything up until I started working. But however, I have no problem with at least paying Mr. Hatfield $1,000 a week. And I still told him when taxes when they do come, I would also pay him extra months of rent when it comes. But unfortunately, I had to go to the IRS to identify and have them amended as well, because the person that did them really screws them up. So I had to go to H&R Block and have H&R Block amend them. And I have a few more weeks before they come, but I have no problem with at least paying Mr. Hatfield $1,000 a week and catch it up. And after that, pay him.
Now, here's Wanda. She's not just dodging rent. She's battling tax issues, trying to get her finances straight, and still promises $1,000 a week. I can't help but feel the pressure she's under. Between IRS errors, trying to make up payments, and facing eviction, it's intense. You really start to empathize, even if legally, the landlord has rights too.
$1,000 a week is a substantial payment.
Well,
they have 56 days to ask for the writ of eviction, and then they have an additional 56 days before they serve it. So that gives them quite a bit of wiggle room. They have requested a writ of eviction, but I have not signed it. Ms. Brandow, what's your thoughts after having heard what Ms. Lewis said?
Your Honor, I would have to check with my client as far as whether he is willing to rely on Ms. Wanda's representation on what she can pay per week. I would have to check with him on that, because I know that he has tried to work with her in the past and has not been.
On the other hand, the judge and plaintiff aren't just being cold. They're worried about precedent and fairness. They've already extended time, yet payments haven't come through as promised. That's the legal reality. Even if you're struggling, there are rules that affect both sides.
Yes, Judge.
Well, it looked like it was a mess. It looked like it was all in terrible disarray.
My house?
Yes.
Oh, no. This is the porch. There's nothing dirty about the porch. It's just kids' toys. I keep
Oh.
this house, anytime anybody ever
All right,
comes
well,
here.
when you were in the garage or something is maybe
No,
when all
this
the
is the
crash and
porch.
bang is
We-
going on.
I don't have a garage. This is the porch. And
Alright.
there's nothing, it is nowhere near dirty,
Alright.
a mess.
And then there's the home itself. Wanda defending her place, kids' toys, and trying to show it's not a mess. This humanizes the story. It's not just numbers, it's people, families, and their lives. Courtrooms are often cold, but moments like this remind you there's a person behind every case.
You said Keystone was gonna pay some. What happened to that?
Well, Keystone sent a letter, stating that, what they were going to pay. They didn't tell me that I had to pay, the rest before, so I had called like 211 to help out, but they nowhere had any funding. So after, I couldn't come up with the other, amount that was on the letter, then Keystone said that, once I start paying on it, then they can help with and it was $1,000. But once I start paying on it, then they could pay that, because that's all they paid up to was $1,000.
How are you gonna afford $1,000 a week?
Judge Middleton, I gross over 2,200 a week.
All right, well, you're doing pretty good then. So having heard all that, Miss Brandau, what's your thoughts?
I would think that my client would want to see proof of Miss Lewis's employment and proof of what she is making before he would make a decision on that. He may be willing to work with her, but again, we would need some paperwork to show, because so far he has not
right.
received.
The discussion about Keystone funding and proof of employment is classic bureaucracy pain. You see Wanda trying to prove she can pay, while the landlord hesitates. It's a delicate dance. These moments are both frustrating and fascinating, showing why legal proceedings drag on.
Oh, boy. I'm gonna continue this for 10 days. Continue request for stay of writ to May 15th, 2023 at 1:15. To see whether he's agreeable to continue this. If not, they're entitled to the writ.
Yeah.
You want him to work out some deal with you, but he doesn't have to. He
I
can say,
understand.
I've had such a bad history with this client, I don't want to get another $800 and another $800 behind. I want to just get her out of there.
Here's the tipping point. The judge weighing history, cost, and fairness. You can feel the frustration, the cost of delays, and the looming eviction. This is where the tension peaks. Will there be a chance for compromise, or is eviction inevitable?
You told me a month ago, when did you start at Ox?
Monday.
Last Monday?
No, I did orientation and all that, which we get paid for, but my actual start date is going to be Monday. I've been in there back and forth this week doing orientation that we get paid for, et cetera, but my
Well,
actual.
you told me that back on March 24th.
No, on March 24th, I never told you Ox, because I was supposed to go to,
No, yes, you did. I wrote it down and we can watch it. You told me you were the same thing. You were going through orientation. You were going to start on Monday. That's what you told me on March
at Ox
24th.
Paper Mill. I just did
Yeah, you had temporary at Pfizer and you were going to start at Ox.
Oh, yes, the one in White Pigeon, but they did not call me back, but the one in, Constantine, I've done my orientation and drug testing after my surgery, and that I definitely start there Monday.
Well, I have some reservations as well, Miss Brandau. If this isn't going to work, Miss Lewis, I'm inclined to enter the writ of eviction on the 15th of March.
I don't have a problem with paying them $1,000 a week.
Well, they may not want 1,000 a week. They want $7,000. They want it all at once. They don't want to wait 8 weeks or 10 weeks to get paid. They don't trust you. And you told me in March that you started on Monday at Ox Paperboard, and here we are 32 days
Yes, the one
later,
in
and you
White
still haven't.
Pigeon. Yes, the one in White Pigeon did tell me that I would have a position out
You
there.
told me you had gone through orientation and you were gonna start on Monday, which is the exact same thing you just told me just
I
now.
don't. I paper mill.
That's what I wrote.
Wanda repeats her employment story multiple times. Credibility is questioned. As a viewer, you're on edge. Can she actually pay? Will the landlord believe her? The uncertainty keeps you hooked.
Time to put up or prepare to move out. She can discuss this with her client, but we're already lopping over into the next month. So I'm costing him another $800. What she wanted me to do was execute the writ of eviction immediately, today, and have the sheriff come put you out tomorrow. You have to pay the rent or move, and you want a payment plan, but he hasn't agreed to give you one. And you wrote a treatise of a letter, but that's really what it boils down to. You either need to pay the rent or move. Keystone was gonna pay, you were gonna get your tax return, you were gonna get a job at Ox, the check's in the mail, I only had 2 beers. You know, he doesn't believe your representations because they haven't been borne out in the past.
I've never said check in the mail if there's not a check in the mail.
Oh, that's just a figure of speech, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
All right. Miss Brandow, he probably won't be very happy about this, but let's see where we are in 10 days. And plus, he has to pay his lawyer every time to be here. You show up for free, he's got to pay her to come represent his interest. And so it's costing him legal fees and additional rent. So you should have prepared to tender a large sum of money by May 15th, or he may just request the writ. All right, we'll kick the
Your
can
Honor,
down
can I
the
have
road.
that date again for the continuation?
May 15th at 1:15.
Great, thank you. I do just want to make you aware as well, I am actually expecting a baby on May 19th.
Oh,
So if anything is to happen in that time frame, I will have an attorney substitute for me.
all right, well, best of luck. All right, thank you.
And finally, the judge sets a continuation date, clear and firm. It's a reality check. Either payment happened or eviction moves forward. The stakes couldn't be higher, especially with her life on hold and an upcoming baby.